All right, guys, so we got to talk about some shocking bombshell testimony from a school board meeting in Charlotte, North Carolina, in which a mother drops the mic on the school board by exposing the sexual content that is being pushed to middle school kids in some of these schools within this school district. And what I mean by sexual content, I'm talking about straight up adult content. Essentially, they are pushing pornographic materials on kids through books that are available in the library, and she's going to read some of the lyrics from these books that kids are being exposed to in these libraries. And quite honestly, I'm not even sure if I feel comfortable playing the footage of this woman describing some of the content in this book. But hey, because of that, we have to expose it, because if it makes us uncomfortable as adults, then surely it must make kids uncomfortable and should not be appropriate for them. But that means you have common sense to realize that, which is something that a lot of these woke leftist run school districts, school boards lack. Okay, but before I get into that, I just want to let you guys know, if you like my content and you want to support my content, you can check out my new merch, my donkey pox shirts, the disease that is affecting America, or my hashtag no days off / hard work patriotic t-shirts, or my MAGA hub shirts. There are plenty of merch at my website, gforemanbcp.com. for you to check out. You can get 20% off using discount code gforemanbcp. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll the clip that is so disturbing that I have to censor some of the words and phrases that this woman is using. Take a look.
Hello, my name's Christy Wade, and I'm a mother of children that do not attend CMS because of what I'm about to read, amongst a plethora of other reasons. But thank you for your time as I recite an excerpt from Looking for Alaska by John Green, which is a book currently found in the libraries of Audrey Kell, Hopewell, East Meck, Myers Park, and Howell High Schools, as well as Francis Bradley and Bailey Middle Schools. So beginning at page 126. I've just never given one, she answered, her little voice dripping with seductiveness. Think it would be fun? Do I? Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. I think I want to, she said, and we kissed a little. And then with me sitting watching the Brady Bunch, Laura unbuttoned my pants and pulled my boxers down a little and pulled out my Wow, she said. What? She looked up at me but didn't move, her face nanometers away from my It's weird. What do you mean weird? Just big, I guess. I could live with that kind of weird. And then she wrapped her hand around it and put it into her mouth and waited. She stayed still. I could feel her nervous breath. For minutes, she lay there, stock still with my in her mouth, and I sat there waiting. And then she took it out of her mouth and looked at me quizzically. Should I do something? I don't know, I said. Everything I learned from watching Alaska suddenly exited my brain. I thought maybe she should just move her head up and down, but wouldn't that choke her? So I just stayed quiet. Should I, bite it? Don't bite it. I think that felt good. That was nice. I don't know if there's something else. You didn't Maybe we should ask Alaska. Board members, we currently have 85% of CMS third graders that can't even read at grade level, as the gentleman just indicated. That's a disgraceful statistic that I would be embarrassed about if I were you. You can't get qualified teachers because our schools have become a joke, as evidenced by the trash that's currently in our libraries. So instead of providing books to our kids that teach them how to give how about prioritizing those books that will actually teach them how to succeed at life? Otherwise, you will continue to fail our kids more than you already have. Thanks.
Wow, that was incredible. She just exposed what I can only describe as a graphic adult erotic novel that is in the middle school libraries for kids to just pick up and read, right? While at the same time, you have 85% of this school district's third graders that can't read at grade level, according to this woman, if you believe her statistics. So I guess maybe the good thing here is that even though this novel is in school, the kids aren't being taught how to read, so they actually can't read it, right? But I'm just saying, regardless, on principle, it should not be there. Okay, and the left-wing liberal media and the woke activists tell us that this doesn't exist. Like, this stuff does not happen in school. They're not pushing the agenda on kids in school. What are you talking about? You're just making it up. You're just making up. All these parents a lot, right? When they talk about critical race theory, when they talk about this, when they talk about teachers trying to talk to kids about sex and gender ideology, you're all making it up because either you're racist, you're sexist, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're some type of bigot, okay? Only a bigot would be concerned about their kids being exposed to sexual material in the form of novels or teachers talking to them about sex and gender, yeah, that makes you a bigot, right? Specifically, it makes you anti-LGBTQ. Because a lot of these school books that are being pushed in schools with this sexual content, the justification is, well, we're pushing the sexual content because it's pro-LGBTQ. Okay, like, they'll have books where you got, two dudes kissing or two girls kissing or whatever. If you are opposed to that, if you're a parent that says, nah, I'm not sure this is right, they say, no, you're a bigot, right? You're being homophobic because we have to introduce kids to LGBTQ through sexual content, right? That's the argument. Okay, you got to have two dudes kissing, you got to have two girls kissing, experimenting with each other in order to show kids what LGBTQ is. Okay? Because we're trying to make kids non-homophobic. We're trying to make them grow up and not be bigots, right? We're trying to make them grow up and embrace LGBTQ. That's how they try to justify it. But what they don't understand is that opposition to these books does not come from a place of homophobia or transphobia or being anti-LGBTQ. It comes from a place of being anti-sexual content being pushed on kids, regardless of the sexuality, okay? If it was straight sexual content, no, we don't want that in schools. If it's gay sexual content, no, we don't want that in schools. We don't want it either way, right? Again, it has nothing to do with being anti-LGBTQ or being a bigot or transphobic, homophobic. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with being anti-sexual content being pushed on kids, period, okay? And this book right here is an erotic novel that is in a children's library. And if you support this, if you're like, no, this is okay, we should have books that describe sexual activities step by step, right? Explicit descriptions. If you support children being exposed to this type of garbage, then it is much more likely that you need some type of psychiatric evaluation. You need to get your brain checked out. And you should probably stay away from your local playgrounds. It's much more likely that you need help than somebody who's opposed to children being exposed to sexual content being some type of bigot for simply being in opposition to children being exposed to this type of filth. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.